Okay, I think I'm going to take a little hiatus from the lake. I apologize to those of you who just want me to finish it. It will be back, just not right now. I do want to finish the Read to Me Grandma series, but I feel like it's unfair to just give happy stories. So I am going to be offsetting the Read to Me Grandma series with Grimm's fairy tales because I feel like that'll be a little bit of both. We can like have a happy fairy tale and then a sad fairy tale, or like a more dark fairy tale. Let me know what you think about that and I can change it. I can just say screw it to the whole idea. Or if you like it, make sure you tell me that too, because that's really helpful. I like hearing your guys' feedback because I'm just here to read for you, hopefully to like help you fall asleep or just wind down after a long day. I know I post these in the morning for me, but that does not mean that you have to listen to these in the morning. So let me know how you feel about that idea. I think it's kind of cool, but that's just me. I'm only one person. So, without further ado, this is going to be Beauty and the Beast. Once upon a time, there lived a young prince. The prince was selfish and unkind. One night, he heard a heavy knock on his door. It was an old beggar woman. Before he could shut the door, the beggar offered him a single rose in exchange for a night of shelter. The prince laughed at the thought of the poor beggar staying in the castle. The old woman warned the prince that true beauty is not always seen on the outside, but can be found inside a person as well. Suddenly the beggar became a beautiful enchantress. The prince begged for forgiveness, but it was too late. The enchantress had already seen the kind of person the prince was, and she decided that he should be taught a proper lesson. The enchantress turned the prince into an ugly beast. Then she placed a powerful spell on the castle and all who lived there. The rose she had offered was enchanted. It would continue to bloom until the prince's 21st year. Petals would fall over the years, but if he could learn to love and be loved in return before the last petal fell, then the spell would be broken. If not, he would remain a beast forever. As the years passed, the beast fell into despair. He had lost all hope of ever breaking the spell, for who could learn to love a beast? I know who could learn to love a beast. That's what this story is about. Belle lived in a quiet village with her papa. Papa, sorry, that's how they say it in the movie, and I think it's funny. Anyway, every day was exactly the same. Belle wasn't at all like the other villagers. They seemed happy in the small town, but Belle wanted to explore castles and far-off places. One bright morning, Belle went to the bookstore to find her favorite book. It was about a prince. Belle couldn't wait to begin reading it again. She enjoyed stories about princes very much, especially stories in which an ordinary woman meets a handsome prince and they fall in love. She turned to her favorite part of the book and read it as she walked. Suddenly, Gaston jumped in front of her. Gaston thought Belle was the most beautiful girl in the entire village. He was determined to make her his wife. All the other girls dreamed of becoming Gaston's wife. They thought he was tall, dark, and handsome. But Belle thought Gaston was rude. Hello, Belle, Gaston said, taking the book out of her hands. There aren't any pictures in this book. Belle shook her head and grabbed her book. I'm going to make you the happiest woman in the whole village, Gaston said. I'm going to make you my wife. Belle shook her head. She couldn't imagine spending her life as Gaston's wife. I have to hurry home, Belle said. Poor Belle, you could do so much better. Belle's smart. She's an intellectual. Belle's papa, Maurice, was going to a fair to show off his new invention. On the way, Maurice's horse, Philippe, got scared and ran away. Maurice was alone in the dark forest. He wandered in the darkness until he found a castle. Knock, knock. When no one answered, he pushed the door open. Maurice walked past a candlestick and a clock. Not a word, Lumiere, Cogsworth the clock said to the candlestick. Have a heart, Lumiere told Cogsworth. Then he turned to Maurice and said, You're welcome here. At first, Maurice was scared. He had never seen a talking candlestick or clock before, but he was thankful for their kindness. They went into a large room with a comfortable chair and a warm fireplace. Maurice settled into the chair as the door opened. Who are you? Roared the beast. You are not welcome here. I just need a place to stay, Maurice stuttered. I'll give you a place to stay, the beast said, and he threw Maurice into a cold, dark dungeon. He has not learned a single lesson. He has spent so much time trapped in this castle, and he has not learned kindness. It was long before Philippe found his way home. Where's Papa? Sorry, stop doing it. Where's Papa? Belle asked. You must take him to me. Philippe led Belle through the forest to the beast's castle. Belle held her breath and pounded on the castle door. When no one answered, she slowly pushed it open. She wandered through the dark halls and finally found her... Papa, sorry. It's not funny. It's not funny. Oh, Papa, Belle cried. Belle heard a terrible roar. Who's there? She called out. I made that really aggressive for Belle. Oh my god, it's getting to that time of the night. I'm the master of this castle, the beast replied. Please let my father come home with me, Belle begged. He's sick. He's my prisoner, the beast said. Will you let him go if I stay in his place? Belle asked. The beast stepped into the light. Belle gasped when she saw him. Will you promise to stay here forever? The beast asked. Belle took a deep breath. Yes, she cried. With that, the beast threw Maurice out before Belle could even say goodbye. Before she could say goodbye? He's a spineless heart. I don't think that's the correct saying. Everyone in the castle whispered about the beautiful stranger. Even the beast hoped that she would be the one to finally break the spell. Then why are you locking her in a cage? Why can't she leave? Okay, it's not for me to understand, it's for me to read. The beast took Belle to a comfortable room. You can go anywhere you like, he said, except the west wing. It's forbidden. When the beast shut the door, Belle sat on the floor and cried. She was sure none of her dreams would come true now. There was a soft knock on the door. I thought you'd like a spot of tea, said a kind teapot named Mrs. Potts. Everybody's so nice to her, and the beast is terrible. Later that night, Belle tiptoed down the stairs and found Mrs. Potts and Lumiere. They made her a feast fit for a princess. That is the best Disney song, and I will die on that hill. The Little Mermaid is my favorite princess. That's true. I grew up loving her. She is Ariel, my homie, right? The live action Beauty and the Beast made in like 2017. If you have not watched it, get a Disney Plus free trial and watch that movie. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a masterpiece, a cinematic masterpiece. Where was I? Lumiere and Cogsworth showed her the rest of the castle. Belle snuck away to explore on her own. As she wandered the hallway, she went into the forbidden West Wing. She had one job. There she found a single red rose. It looked magical. Just as she was reaching out to touch it, the beast yelled, I warned you never to come here. As Belle gasped, she couldn't stay in the castle with this horrible beast. She flew down the steps and out the castle door. It was dark and snowy. Suddenly, hungry wolves surrounded her. The beast came to her rescue, but he was badly wounded. Belle took the beast back to the castle. Excuse me. I just exploded real quick. Slowly, the castle started to feel like Belle's home. She liked all of her new friends, and she even started to care for the beast. Belle and the Beast met every waking moment together. They talked for hours and even took long walks in the garden and fed the birds. Belle didn't see an ugly beast when she looked at him. Instead, when she looked into the Beast's blue eyes, she saw kindness and love. One night, the Beast planned a very special dinner. It was exactly what Belle had imagined in her dreams. They danced together just like a real prince and princess. "Are you happy here with me?" the Beast asks. Belle nodded, but then she remembered her father. She missed him. "I'd like to see my father again," Belle said sadly. The Beast understood. He showed Belle his magic mirror. Inside the mirror, Belle saw her father. He was alone and very sick. Belle desperately wanted to be by his side. The Beast looked at the rose. The last petal would fall soon. He knew that if Belle left the castle, the spell would never be broken. He'd remain a beast forever. But he loved Belle, and he wanted her to be happy. "You must go to him," he said quietly. The Beast gave Belle his magic mirror so that she could always remember him. Oh, see, this is why you have to watch the live action remake, because this story is super fast because it has to fit in this book, but they actually go into a lot of detail and it's actually really sweet and I love it. Belle returned home to her father. He was so happy to see her. She explained that the Beast was, in fact, very kind and gentle. Gaston came to their house and saw the magic mirror the Beast had given Belle. He saw an image of the Beast in the mirror and gathered others from the village to go to the castle. Gaston wanted to destroy the Beast, but the Beast would not fight. Then the Beast spotted Belle. He reached out for her hand, but Gaston wounded him. The Beast roared out in pain. Gaston lost his footing and fell. Belle thought the Beast was gone forever. "Please don't leave me," she sobbed. "I love you." Firecrackers burst over the castle. The Beast was transformed into a handsome prince. Belle saw that he still had the Beast's kind blue eyes. Belle's love had broken the spell. She and the prince were married and lived a long and happy life together. Dude, you think that after your crush having a haircut is a bad deal? She went from a beast to him. He's ugly. Okay, here. Look at this. Right, I understand he's a beast. I understand he's got a little bit of a hunchback. But, like, would you rather have that or this funny looking redhead?